Okay, if you're selling your home, there is one single question that can make or break the entire experience. What's the right price? Seriously, it is the most important decision you're going to make, and today we're going to show you exactly how to answer it with total confidence. So, where do you even start? It feels overwhelming, right? Do you just go with your gut, listen to what your cousin got for their place a year ago? Or is there a smarter, more precise way to land on that perfect number? Well, you've really got two paths you can go down. On one side, you've got guesswork. You know what this is. It's a tangled mess of opinions, neighborhood gossip, and a whole lot of hope. And then, on the other side, you've got evidence. This path is clear. It's paved with hard data, recent sales, and real market trends. One leads to stress and uncertainty. The other, well, that one leads to a winning strategy. Now, let's talk about that first path for a second, the pricing problem. Because look, all that advice you get from friends and family, it comes from a really good place, but it almost always misses one absolutely crucial fact about the real estate market. And here's that fact. The market is a living, breathing thing. It's constantly changing, with interest rates, with buyer demand, with how many other homes are for sale. So the most important thing to get is this. The market, and only the market, decides what a buyer is willing to pay for your home right here, right now. Okay, so if we're supposed to ignore all that noise, how do we actually listen to the market? Let's switch gears to the data-driven solution and see how the pros do it. Because there is a specific tool designed for this exact purpose. It's called a comparative market analysis, or CMA for short. And this isn't a guess or an estimate. Think of it more like a detailed financial x-ray of your home's value. It's built on what's happening right now. It looks at what similar homes actually sold for, what your direct competition is, and, this is super important, it even looks at properties that didn't sell, which tells you exactly where the market's price ceiling is. This just says it all, doesn't it? A CMA takes all the hope and wishing out of the equation and replaces it with cold, hard evidence. It turns what can be a really emotional decision into a smart, confident, and frankly, pragmatic one. So what exactly is this evidence? What are the numbers inside a CMA really telling you? Come on, let's peel back the layers and decode what's going on. A really powerful CMA is built on 4 pillars. First, recent sales. This shows what buyers have actually opened their wallets for. Second, active listings. That's your direct competition today. Third, expired listings. Oh, this one is gold because it shows you the exact price point where buyers said nope and walked away. And finally, it layers on all the current market trends to put everything in context. It is a complete 360-degree view. And this is a perfect example of why that level of detail matters so much. Just look at this. You've got 2 homes on the exact same street. They look pretty similar from the outside, right? But House B, with its excellent condition and that new kitchen, sold for a lot more. A CMA is what spots these critical differences, making sure you don't leave money on the table or, just as bad, overprice your home based on your neighbor's place that hasn't been updated since the 90s. You know, the CMA gives you the right price, but a fantastic presentation is what makes buyers agree with it. Once the data tells you who your competition is, things like professional photos and staging, that's how you stand out from the crowd and make your home look like the absolute best value on the market. Now, theory is great and all, but what does this actually look like when the rubber meets the road? Let's check out the proof in the process with this amazing example from a seller in Brockton, Massachusetts. So here was the situation. The seller's friends were absolutely convinced the home was worth this massive number. But the data, the CMA, it told a much different, more competitive, and frankly, more realistic story. This is that classic showdown, isn't it? Feelings versus facts. So what happened? Well, the seller made the smart choice. They trusted the data. And by pricing the home right where the CMA suggested, they didn't just get a few showings. They immediately attracted a flood of serious qualified buyers. The result? A full price offer, just like that. And maybe the best part of all, they closed the deal smoothly, without any of the stress of price cuts or months of waiting. That right there is the power of this process. All right, let's wrap this all up and build your winning strategy. What are the big, crucial takeaways you can take with you for your own sale? You know, it all comes down to this one single, powerful idea. When you start to feel lost in that sea of opinions and advice, just let the data be your compass. It won't guess where to go, it will guide you straight to your destination. And the benefits of following that guide? They're huge. You attract buyers who are actually serious and ready to go. You dramatically shorten the time your home is sitting on the market. You protect your hard-earned equity, and you get to totally avoid the anxiety and frustration of having to lower your price over and over again.
Ultimately, it's really that simple. A strategy built on solid market evidence isn't just a good idea, it's the only clear path to a successful sale.
So as we finish up, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. When it comes time to sell your biggest asset, is your strategy going to be built on facts or is it going to be built on feelings? Because that answer could make all the difference in the world.